Good morning, students. This video is for class 3 science, and today we will start with the topic social insect. Social insects. Some insects are social and do not live alone. There are some insects which you generally find around your house or where you live, and they do not live alone. They do some useful work for us. The purpose of living together in colonies is to get protection from enemies and share food, work, and shelter. They live together, they do not stay alone, they do not live alone, because when you live in a group, when you live in a community, when you live in colonies, you can protect yourself from enemies, you can share your work, you can share your food, and get shelter. Insects such as ants, bees, wasps, and termites live with other insects of their kind in large, well organized colonies. So there are some insects like, for example, ants, bees. You will see that you will never find single ants roaming here and there, or single bees. They live in groups, they live in colonies, so that they can protect themselves, so that they can work, they can do their work, they can share the work and do their own part of work. They can collect food together. That is why these insects are called social insects. Ants and bees are most common social insects. They have their colonies in diverse habitat and are found all over the world. That means you generally most common social insects are ants and bees. You will find in each and everywhere in the world, and they have a large community of group. Wherever they stay, they live in a huge number. They live in huge groups, quantities. Both ants and bees live in colonies that consist of a queen, few males, and several female workers. Both ants and bees, wherever they live, they have one female queen, one queen, then few males and few workers who can work. Only the queen of their colonies can lay egg, and the queen of their colonies, the queen of their groups, they only the queen has the permission or has the ability to lay eggs. Ants live in colonies that may range from a few ants to a large number of ants. They dig their ants hill. So ants live in groups where there can be few number, or there can be a large number of ants living together. They dig their ant hill or nest in dirt, sand, or fallen logs. What do you mean by ant hill? Ant hill means you will see sometimes ants dig soil and they collect in a place. They look like hill, they look like mountain. They are known as ant hill, and ants live inside that. Ants stay inside that. So ants can make their houses, nest in the rotten, means the damaged wood or soft wood, or in the sand or in the soil. So they can make their own place and stay. Ants can be seen in and around houses. You can see ants here and there in your houses. They enter the house in search of food such as sugar, bread, and other food items. So they enter the houses in search of foods that they feed on, that they eat, like sugar, then you have bread, and then you have other foods also. Inside the house, they can be found in the kitchen, windowsill, and in the corner of the rooms. So inside the room, you can find them in the kitchen, ants you can find them in the kitchen, in the corner of your rooms, and then sometimes you will find in the window shelf, the shelf of the window. Ants are generally spotted near trees and on open grounds like park outside the houses. Ants are generally found in open ground, open space. For example, park, and maybe sometimes under the trees also they make their nest. Under the trees, they make their nest and they live there. One more social insect is honeybees. Honeybees like live together. Sorry, honeybees live together in hives. So the hive they make. So this is the hive and this is their nest. So they live together. Many bees live together, and this is known as hive. The number of bees in a colony depends upon seasonal changes, while their survival is based on good food supply. So the number of bees in this hive It depends upon the quantity of food supply they get. If they get enough food, they will survive. If they don't get enough food, they will die. They grow in natural or tamed environment. Most mostly honeybees prefer living in orchard gardens and any other areas where there are large number of flowering plants, because honey, what do these bees feed on? They feed on the nectar of the flower. So generally you will find honeybees, or you will find the beehive, they are made beside the place where you find lot of flowers, because they can easily collect the nectar, suck the nectar, and they can feed on them. We even see them building their hives under the edges of the objects and inside the tree cavities. Sometimes they are found on the edges of any object. Suppose you have suppose you have the edges of your roof. You'll find the beehive in the on the edges of the roof. You will find sometimes inside the tree, inside the tree cavity, there is a hole in the tree, and inside there they make the beehive. So I hope you have understood these ants and how do they operate, how do they function, what do they feed on, ants and honeybees. So these are social insects. So children, for today keep it till here, read it properly, and if you have any doubt you can ask me in the online classes. So for today up to this much. Thank you class.